are now tuned in
Peace
to
King.
the Peace
Peace
King
King.
podcast.
Welcome.
Yes, sir.
I go by the name of Hungry HD, aka HD for short. And to my left, I have the incomparable.
It's Trey Maurice.
And you know we come together to form the
Peace
Peace King
King
podcast,
man.
where we talk about health, wealth, relationships,
Big three.
and whatever else we feel. And on that note,
Come
let
on,
me
man.
say, Peace
Hey.
King.
Peace King.
Yeah,
we in the
you know.
game, coach. It feels good, bro. Shout out to us. Shout out to y'all, man. We hitting. We 40 plus now.
Yeah, man.
40 plus, man. It feels
Feeling
great,
50
bro.
in a minute, man.
Hey. And speaking of that, shout out to the watch party, man. The watch
Facts.
party happened recently. Mad lit. Life is good, man. Life is good. How was your week, bro?
Week is good. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, grind time. I'm in a certain season in my life. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's really about just buckling down and staying focused, and just putting the pedal to the metal and trying to just get in the right space. Make sure that we ending off 2024 in the right space and to set myself up for this next phase.
Come on, man.
In life. You know what I mean? So it's a lot going on, but. We handle it with grace as much as we can, and we keeping it moving. You know what I mean?
Hey, ain't nothing
How's
wrong
yours?
with that. Hey, man, my week was phenomenal.
I like it.
This is one of my favorite weeks of the year, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry to timestamp it, but I just got to do it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So, yeah, obviously, it's going to be. We in Pisces season. Whether you believe it or not, I'm just giving y'all the rundown of the weeks that we are in right now. All right? It's Pisces season, full effect. But the three most important men in my life happen to all be Pisces.
Talk about it.
All right? And their birthdays are in consecutive days.
Oh, that's crazy.
So that's lit. So my brother's birthday comes first. The next day is my dad's birthday. The next day is my son's birthday.
Wow. That's
like
crazy.
in a row, like that.
That's crazy.
And so my brother, he sets it off, and then his first daughter, his daughter or whatnot, she's born on the same day as him.
Okay.
So so it's like two birthdays on that day. The next day my pops, the next day after that my son. So nonetheless, man, this was a week full of celebration, a week full of celebrating life, and just taking a moment to stay in the moment, stay in the time 2024 and appreciate what we have and where we come from, man. So shout out to all the Pisces in the building or
Happy
watching.
birthday to them, man.
And happy birthday to all y'all.
And while we on that
Sassy.
subject, man, you know what I'm saying? I gotta listen. Shout out to Iron Lungs, man. Iron Lung B-Day this week. Shout out to him and shout out to my guy, man, Chef Q Matisse. His B-Day is actually not that y'all know what day it is, but these B-Days today. So shout out to y'all, man. Love y'all dudes, man.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man. A lot of good talk we've had lately, man. I'd say 2024, the year of bread, the year of money. We had a lot of good money talk recently over the last few weeks, man. It was mad lit. And a lot of money being moved around in that NFL with all these trades and stuff
facts.
too. So shout out there. If your team lost a QB, your team gained a QB, or some other Pro Bowlers, man, we in the game. Some of the teams that stand out to be crazy, like the Eagles. I mean, they killed the trades. You feel what I'm saying? Like they doing what they need to do. Saquon Barks, all of that. We got us a dope running back with the Ravens. Man, Derrick Henry. Your boy Russell Wilson, he going over there with the Steelers.
Yeah.
Man, there's a lot of moves being made, a lot of guaranteed bread happening.
Yeah.
Shout out to it.
Shout them out.
You know what I mean? A lot of changes.
bag.
A lot of changes, man.
Gotta get the bag.
Gotta get the bag. But then, speaking of changes, it kind of, it leads right into the first topic, though.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to ask this question to you. All right. What do you think, what's the likelihood that a relationship can stand the loss of attraction?
Let's go percentages. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go.
You don't look like you used to look.
Yeah, it's tough. I want to say I was going to go 50-50, but I'm going to go 60-40.
Let's go pre-marriage first, before the nuptials.
Before
So it's
marriage.
easier to skedats.
Okay. Yeah. Before marriage is definitely much more difficult to sustain, and I'm gonna go high percentage that you up out of there. I'm gonna probably go 70-80%
70, 80.
that you up out of there.
They said it was happy weight. Well, get your mind out of here, get you a happy meal. Like, goddamn,
Listen,
get
like
out my
I
face.
told y'all
Nah,
before,
listen.
man, you too happy, man. You too happy. You too happy for me. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Listen, you know what I'm saying? Listen, man, I know Joker said, why so sad? I mean, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But you need a little bit of that in your life because I never understood that even. I guess that's probably venturing over to a different conversation. But
Yeah.
how happy, like, it's not really about being happy. It's about, this is a thing. Your true I see your true colors shining through, man. You know what I'm saying? It's about your actual habits
Come on, man.
manifesting in a relationship. You can't wait to take the veil off. Like you can't wait. You know what I'm saying? Like they say, take your bra off. You know what I'm saying? And kick your shoes off. You can't wait to let loose and let your hair down. Like so, because all that really just be, the representative. You know what I'm saying? And as soon as they get comfortable, they go right back to regular habits. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of do want to speak more on that, but to stay kind of more on topic too. Marriage, I would say, that's why I would say it's probably like 50-50, 60-40. And I think either way it is weighted because I think it does heavily depend on how well you do all the other things. I feel like somebody's going to be much more willing to sustain and stand, and even kind of have blinders on. You know what I'm saying? Because they'll be blinded by all the other stuff that you're doing. But it leaves you a little margin for error because the minute you slack off in those areas for too long, then it's like the veil is lifted. It's like, oh, fam, now look at you. I'm saying, like, look at you, fam.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I feel that. I mean, I've had where, I'm like, I need to stay in the gym. You know what I mean? Like, you in the gym, that's what gets them, And then I had where, a woman like, oh, I don't mind. I like a little pudge here. I like a little pudge there. It's almost like permission.
That's a conversation, too. I'm going to let you finish, but that's a conversation.
You feel what I'm saying?
You just triggered something.
So I'm like, I can see on the flip where you're saying happy weight. It's kind of like, hold on. So I don't have to go that hard and I'm still keeping your attention. I know it's a difference in losing attraction, but just off of kind of let yourself go in a sense. And it's like, nah, my habits were to stay in the gym. I can't let myself get crazy there.
That part.
But it does feel good that I can have a brew, you know what I'm saying, and not try to go hammer to get the washboards,
Right.
and you're still very attractive.
Right.
Now, on that specific to the attraction, for me, I would never let myself all the way go. I would never let myself go because I do value the way that I look. And then if you typically, if you're looking good, you're probably in an okay health situation. You know what I'm saying? Usually the more larger you are, the more health complications you will have, okay? I'm not saying you can't be skinny and unhealthy. That's very possible. You can't be more slim or more in what we would deem as in shape, BMI, mad low, you know what I'm saying, and you're unhealthy. But more times than not, I will err, or I will believe that they're more healthy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, so on that flip, on the other side of it, I've seen couples where they were a good-looking couple, and then one of them let themselves go. And I always thought, I'm like, I wonder if the other one stepping out, because that's a totally different person.
It's possible.
And now that was after marriage. After marriage, it was different.
Yeah.
Now, kids and all that, I think that we kind of have to, from the man's side of the house, we do need to grant a bit more permission
Some grace.
and some grace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Did you have something on the other one before I dig into that?
Oh well, yeah. I'm glad you said that because I probably would have forgot. So, I feel like maybe I'm bugging. I don't know, but I feel like women be sabotaging, son. Like when they start telling you like, yo, nah, chill, it's all good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't gotta work out as hard, or you start pulling up and they got like whole cakes made, or they, you know what I'm saying, always ordering some shit that it's like, yo, fam, what you doing, fam? Like what's really going on here? Cause like you know what I'm on. Like you know the path I'm on now. Cheat day is cool. And we don't mind that. We don't mind here and there dabbling. But like every time I turn around, you enabling or like, you know what I'm saying? Like making it okay for me to get off my dean, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? That's always a little suspect to me. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you gotta, so it's a combination. You gotta pair it sometime, maybe watch some of the comments she's making. Maybe it's like it, or some of the things she's doing as it pertains to attention you get from other women. You know what I'm saying? So I've just been in that situation before, and it's always like side eye, like, yo, fam, what's really going on here, fam? You know what I'm saying? You want me to get out of shape because it's like you think it's gonna make it less attractive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, look, I mean, sidebar, I don't know, pass a little weight. I mean, pardon me, but at all weights and shapes, you know what I'm saying? I've been being me. You know what I'm saying? They been coming at the same rate. You know what I mean? So I don't know if that's not really gonna help you, but at the same time, it's still suspect because it's like, what you really about? You know what I mean?
Right. You are you doing this for your own attraction that you actually like it, or are you doing this to try to prevent me from getting the others?
Exactly.
Catching their eye.
I think that's a real thing.
Say either way, I'm gonna get them. But I only have my eye on you, sweetie D. I only got my eye on you. That's what you said.
Right there. Just focus on that, man.
Yeah, that's big. I do think that's something we got to be mindful of. Stepping into the marriage side of it, I understand, for better, for worse. You know what I mean? You do the nuptials, and both people are going to be, you know, they're not going to look as good as they do when they get married, right? Mm-hmm. Now, I will say, sometimes as a man, when we mature, society does seem to kind of big us up a bit more. The grays is coming in. You know what I mean? The dress game is a bit better. Your pockets are better, so you rocking better watches. Like your just overall appearance seems to be a little bit more debonair. Yeah. You know what I mean? You start looking a little more grown, a little bit more attractive, man. That's what they say. I mean, come on now. You can do the before and after of like the Richard Gears of the world, the Denzels when he was super young, when he was in his 40s, 50s, you know what I'm saying? And you can see the comparison. What's his name? George
Wallace?
Nah. Clooney.
Oh, okay.
The Clooney, that's another famous one. As he got older, he started to get
the Wallace.
George Wallace is wild. That's wild. Hey, man. No, but yeah, but either way, sometimes they say men as we get older, we get better looking and stuff like that, and the pockets get better. But look, here's the deal. You get married, especially if you have kids, we got to understand that our testosterone is going to burn fat a lot faster than the shorty-orties. Yeah. So especially they have a baby, they try to snap back. Not all of them are going to snap back like these celebrity women who got like these personal trainers and who knows what they doing. For real.
That's a fact.
The snap back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? True. So we just got to give that grace period like you had mentioned. And as long as they show effort, they get back.
I don't want to, and I'm glad that you ended off in that last part. That's kind of segue right to where I was going. I don't really completely want to, because I don't want us to feel like we make an excuse either. Like, just because you get married don't mean you have to fall off, right? Nice. Just because you're aging doesn't mean you have to fall off. Like, listen, one thing we already have on our...
You said aging. I thought you said aging.
Oh,
I was
nah.
like, what?
Yeah, let's clear that up.
No,
Let's clear that
no,
up. Yeah, no.
Aging.
Shout out to the
A-G-I-N-G.
Asian homies. I was saying aging. Yes.
Yeah, but
So just because you are getting older doesn't mean that you have to fall off. And so, like, one thing that we certainly have on our side, look, you talking about GAs, right? Like,
come on, man.
that black don't crack. You know what I'm saying?
crack.
Who said that was on him? Black don't crack unless you smoke it. Who said somebody said that, bro?
Yeah.
That might have been Taj. I don't know who that was. But anyway.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that we already have on our side. So, and I've seen plenty of women like who are bad, like well into their 50s, 60s, they keeping it up. You know what I'm saying? So it's no excuse at the end of the day. Like, again, it's some grace. We get it. You know what I'm saying? Because it does get hard as you get older, as it does for men too. But like you said, it's a different, vantage point and perspective that, we have as a society. So I get that. But it just can't be to a point where we just like letting everything go. Like, it can't be that. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, fam. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you can still do something, work out a little bit, go for a walk, watch your eating habits. Like, there's certain things you could do to keep yourself in pocket, you know what I mean? Or at least close to where you want to be. And that should be good enough. Because like you said, we can't base our lives and base, judge it off of what celebrities or whoever's doing online. Because, I mean, some of these people are getting paid to do what they do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they have a full schedule where it's open. It's like, if you're being an actor or you're, a musician or whatever, like, you're gonna train for 4 months straight with this trainer because you got this coming up, and that's what you're doing. That's your schedule.
Right.
Like, that's your job. It's part of your job description. And again, like you said, we don't know what they're using, so it's different. You can't compare yourself to that. And at the same time, like, you're not training for the Olympics, man. You're not an Olympic athlete. I don't need you walking around
It's
looking
real
like
life.
Yeah, right. So it's
I
like,
want some peanut M&M's, my popcorn on Friday night and
Right.
Corona. I want
enjoy yourself a little bit, man.
Yeah.
Enjoy your life. You know what I'm saying? We're just saying to try to keep it in shape. But it does start with you. So like you said, you want to allow yourself to get out of a certain place. Like, same thing I feel like with me. Like, I got to be at least in a certain pocket. Like, I got to get there. You know what I mean? Like, of course, it comes with advantages. You know what I'm saying? Like, you do get more eyeballs. And the quality of eyeballs sometimes change at the same time. But, that, I don't get off my soapbox. It is what it is, man.
We in the game.
Yeah.
All right. So the likelihood, he says, roughly even, and sometimes it's even more so if you're not married, not doing the double ring thing. We in there. Regardless, I like how you say that. Let's keep ourselves attractive to our mate, whatever that looks like. However they like you, do your part.
Let's keep ourselves attracted to ourselves, man.
Come on, man. I like that
part.
Do it for you.
Yeah, man.
I like that even better.
Yeah, man.
Come on, man. We in there. All right. It's one of the segments, bro.
Let's talk.
Come on. It's King's Corner, a.k.a. Ya Buggin'. All right. So this You Buggin'. All right, man. I was perusing the IG streets.
Yeah.
Came across a live.
Okay.
Watched the live. And shout out to the lady who was on the live. I forget her name, but she was holding it down.
Okay.
She was holding it down. One of the gentlemen on there, he was holding it down.
Okay.
But this one, I said, hey, yo, my man's, like 50 times. And it made me think, like, I ain't gonna call his name out, but like, cause one, it ain't about not calling him out. I don't want the response. It's about why give him more light? Because what he's saying was so egregious and ridiculous that I don't even need anybody going on the page to give him more light. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But here's the deal. For anybody that's out there, I witnessed this firsthand, and I witnessed him try to elaborate to his points, and it made zero sense to me. But it was regarding education, okay? And yes, I am biased because I do have formal and informal education. Mm-hmm. But his stance was, the lady who was hosting the live was talking about degrees and how some women are getting their degrees, and it's not necessarily to prove a point or anything like that. It's just that They want to be educated, and then maybe it's kind of in the systemic of their mothers and stuff, telling them to go ahead and get your education because back in the day we couldn't do it. So go ahead and do that, and then you could possibly set yourself up getting more opportunities in the workplace or whatnot. Shout out to anybody, regardless of gender. If you know you have the means and the capability to get formal or informal education, to make your resume better, to make your own personal profile better, do it. All right. Now, there are more responsible ways of doing it. I wouldn't say, so he made points about getting $90,000 in student loans and super in debt, and you're getting a degree for a master's and you're not even using it in that field. Some of the points were kind of valid. Here we are. But if you're getting a scientific, technical, engineering, math, or a medical degree, or some degree in which you're going to use it, STEM or medical, where you're going to apply it, or even if it's not, and you just realize, hey, I got this business, this leadership, this communication, whatever degree it is, and you feel as if you can use it in the professional world on top of your job experience, then, you're just stacking your resume, and that's a good thing. Where I didn't like is he was downplaying all formal education as if getting a degree was a waste of time and you didn't get any type of benefits from the education. And this is what I would say to him if I was on that live. Regardless, if you get a degree, it shows that you had a goal and you was able to reach the goal. It is not as easy as people may think. Some people can't meet simple suspenses, simple ones. But you have a suspense every single week. You need to meet this deadline, or there is a direct consequence. Your grade plummets, and then you have to retake the class if you do that over and over again. Right. So you're instilling discipline, one. Right. You feel what I'm saying? There's going to be, life is going to life.
That's a fact.
Bro, I got my master's while I was married with 2 children. Yeah. You don't think I had, in a full-time job, you don't think that I had life? Life was in the way, so I had to time manage. You are building time management skills on top of discipline, on top of the obstacles of life. So that's persevering through the challenges that come along the way. And you still are hitting your mark and attaining your goals. So that's all it's ever. Again, I don't got to prove anything to the dude. But here's the deal. Everybody that gets their formal education, shout out to you. Keep doing your thing. Knowledge is power. 1. Informal education. And that goes for not just degrees, but certifications and all of that. All right? Certifications is right up there. You get you a trade, you in there. Same idea. Informal education. If you are taking the time to educate yourself, kudos to you. It don't even have to be a degree. But educate yourself in the craft that you want. They got YouTube University now. You got Headway app. You can basically listen to tons and tons and tons of books, and they give you the main points in it. You don't even got to read it. Yeah. Now they got audio books for those who don't want to sit and read. There's so many ways you could do. And then the World Wide Web. I mean, come on. Khan Academy, what have you. That was a random plug. There's so many ways in which that you can do informal education. Knowledge is power, education is power, and we in there. All right? We are in there, we're in there. And this is my last point. Made it seem as if we as men cannot be threatened by a highly educated woman. Point blank, period. It came across as if he was threatened by a highly educated woman. Yo, my G, that doesn't make you less of a man because she's highly educated. Wow. See where you can fill the gap. No matter how highly educated a woman is, there are some things that you don't know. I mean, it's quoted in the book. Every person on, I don't even know if it's in the book, to be honest with you. But I've said this many times. If it's not, it need to be 101. Every person on this earth knows something you don't know.
Facts.
I don't care who it is.
Facts.
It could be a homeless person on the street.
That's a fact.
I bet you they know that street better than you do.
That's a fact.
They could tell you the times in which people come through. They could tell you the bus schedules, whatever it is. Not to, you know what I'm saying, make fun of them or lie to them. But the point is, they could tell you something. They may be more street smart than you are. So they could tell you something that could potentially save your life. You never know. That's what keeps you humble. You know what I'm saying? The fact that everybody on this earth, once they have a certain age or whatnot, right, of course. But every adult on this earth knows something that you don't know.
Right.
And that'll keep you humble. So never be threatened by a highly educated person or whatnot. Just, you know what I mean? If you feel like that, hey, I feel like she's too smart for me, cool. Step your game up then, my guy. That may not just be the one for you, but don't shun them. And he was shunning them. And it was just sad to see. I ain't like it. You the King's Corner, a.k.a. You're bugging. Do better than my boy. Do better. Give me an intelligent woman all day. We build it, bruh.
Facts.
We build it.
Just like 2 quick things to add to that, man, because that was well said. I think one, I think we're in, especially, you know, dealing with our culture, we're so used to not having the answers and having to figure it out on our own that once we get a little bit of answers, we come to an age where everybody think they have the answers, like I'm saying, and it's just not the case. You know what I mean? Now, you do have some of the answers for sure, but like where you get lost is when you think that your approach is the blanket approach that applies, you know what I'm saying, to everybody, you know what I mean, and fits and works for everybody. And it's just not. So just because you got to a certain place, you know, without a formal education or without a certain level of degree, doesn't mean that that's going to work for everybody. You know, some people, like you said, depending on whatever your discipline is, you're going to need to go to school. You know what I mean? It behooves you to level up and get those degrees so that way, you know what I mean, you can have leverage, come to the table and get a higher salary. You know what I'm saying? Because of your knowledge and what you know. So all of those things, 100%, you know, you got to just be careful about where you get certain information from. Like certain people say certain things. It's like, pick what applies and what you find useful, and the rest you just kind of got to let, you know what I mean, go in one day out the other. The other side to it I would say is just about the point about being threatened by women. That definitely is a big issue. You know, like you hear a lot of dudes like speaking in that manner as far as not wanting women to get, or downplaying women that have a high level of education, masters and all these, you know, higher level degrees. And it's like, I can only imagine that it comes from being with a woman in that space that treated you a certain way, or you just felt inferior to. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, we can't ignore the fact that there are women who carry themselves in a manner that, like, because they have a certain level of degree and accreditation, that they are, like, holier than thou and better than, you know what I'm saying? And don't necessarily respect the man's point of view because they are, you know, a certain level of book smart, right? You know what I'm saying?
That's
so,
wrong.
you know, that's a thing, and I feel like that's wrong on women's part, but like you said, that's not the woman for you. You know what I mean?
Right,
and
right.
2, you still just gotta look at yourself, because it's like, 1, either that's she not for you, or 2, like you said, you gotta step your game up. Or even 3, it's like, just like, you know, taking game sometimes. Sometimes you get, it's something you can learn from, get some game from, you know, from her, and just keep it moving. So yeah, man, I 100% agree.
Yeah. Yeah, if it's a woman and she got her PhD and whatever, and she trying to downplay the bruh, yeah, she bugging.
Yeah.
And y'all just not on the same field. Yeah, you might want to skedaddle on that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Nah, well said, my G. Well said. A lot of, I mean, that's a lot. I mean, you give me. I don't care how educated she is. We well cultured over here.
That's a fact.
Yo, know a thing or two, because seen a thing or two. You feel what I'm saying? All state over here. You know, and hey, I like it. Where I'm weak, you strong. Where you strong, I'm. You know what I'm saying? I said that horribly, but yeah, y'all get what I'm saying. Like, yo, let's fill each other's goals. Let's be the puzzle piece.
Yeah.
Well, I'm missing, you got it. Where you got it, I got it. Where you don't got it, I got it. We in the game. Y'all get what I'm saying. Life is good. That's the King's Corner, a.k.a. Ya Buggin'.
Yeah, Buggin'.
We about to take a quick break, man. We're going to be right back. You know what I mean? Y'all go ahead and check it out. Refill your drinks. Come back. We in that. Matter of fact, watch the commercial. All right?
Yeah.
It's your boy, Trevor Reese.
Hungry HD.
We in now.
Yeah.
You are now tuned in
Peace,
to
King.
the Peace
Peace,
King
King.
podcast.
Delve into a remarkable collection of 100 thought-provoking quotes in this book, each one a reflection of life brimming with diverse experiences. Dontrell Ford's journey, marked by the profound chapters of marriage, the trials of divorce, and the joys of parenting both a biological son and a cherished bonus daughter, has provided the fertile ground for these words of wisdom. As you explore the pages, you'll find that these quotes are more than just words. They are an invaluable life lessons born from the crucible of real experiences. Dontrell's belief that he is an amalgamation of the places he's explored, the people he's encountered, and the experiences he has embraced infuses each quote with depth and authenticity. This book is your gateway to a journey of reflection, growth, and inspiration where you'll uncover timeless insights that resonate with the very essence of your own life's voyage.
Stay hungry, because name one person at the top who hasn't. Our designs are catered toward the ambitious, created to inspire those who strive to maximize their potential in everything they do. We make pieces simple enough to be worn with a number of outfit options, but flashy enough to still turn heads and make a statement. At Stay Hungry Cloth, you can expect high-quality materials made to live through many wears and proper wash cycles, with a fit that is fashionable but comfortable. Most of our styles are unisex, but we also have pieces just for you ladies. No matter if you are a sneakerhead, fitness addict who likes to be fly, or someone who just loves a dope t-shirt with a message, we got you covered. Members of the Peace Kingdom, we have an exclusive offer just for you. Visit stayhungrycloth.com and enjoy 15% off your first order with the code PKP15 used at checkout. That's PKP15 for 15% off your first order at stayhungrycloth.com. Stay Hungry Cloth. Ambition is a lifestyle.
You are now tuned in
Peace,
to
King.
the Peace
Peace,
King
King.
podcast.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
I mean, or should I say? I guess it ain't welcome for the first time, but you know what I'm saying? Listen.
Little technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties, man.
Yeah, don't
Listen,
be like that sometimes.
life be lifing. You know what I mean? We apologize. You know, it was a good 20 minutes or so of video missing. You know what I mean, from the first part. But don't let that stop, you know what I'm saying, all the entertainment and good
Come on
jewels
now.
that was in there. Now,
If y'all
you know
fast forwarded through that, y'all might want to go back. All right? Because there was some gems that were dropped.
I was fire part.
It was. 25 minutes of not being able to see your boys over here. It was cool. So you might have fast forwarded.
Yeah.
But make sure you rewind. Okay.
For sure.
Back like we never left.
That's a fact.
All right.
That's a fact.
We in there. Yo, but we hit a little bit on educational women, right? Like before the break. The King's Corner. Educated women, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
But let's just talk about overall success. Saw something recently and made me want to ask a question here on the pod. Are successful women more grateful for the things that the man does?
Break it down a little bit.
All right. So sometimes if the man is successful in his own right, and a woman is accomplished or she feels accomplished as such, she may know what it takes. She may know what the long days are like and it still come through for the dinner and making reservations. To still purchase the gift for the birthday or remember the birthday. To still spend the quality time, you know what I mean, with your lady. If that's one of her primary love languages, quality time or gifts or acts of service. And he still has his full job or entrepreneurship or business or what have you, and he's still making time. He's making an effort. Do you think that women who are successful, do that in their own right, are more grateful for the time and the effort and the energy that the man puts in versus the woman who may not get it, who may not who may not grind as much? Not saying she's not as valuable, y'all. But, I'm just trying to go off of the notion that was mentioned in this video that I saw. They believe that the more successful the woman, the more grateful she is to chivalry and such, or to just what a man does.
Yeah, I mean, so I know it's taking me a while to answer, but I'm going back and forth in my mind, playing out different scenarios, and what side I truly see it from. I do think there's definitely some validity to that. So I feel like anytime, somebody that has walked the same walk as you, obviously it's easier, right, for them to understand what you're going through and tap in, because I feel like one of the biggest roadblocks we have as humans, and it comes all walks, a lot of different examples in life, is just ignorance, right? Like ignorance is one of our, biggest issues. And one of the reasons, just holds us back from being able to embrace and move forward with people, places, and things in our life. So I do feel like that's something to it. I think there may be a piece of it too, where it's like the perception of the successful woman. So I think successful women a lot of times lose some of their femininity and humanity, even like a combination of the two. Not saying they lose it, but in society's eyes, they lose it. So I think sometimes they're not viewed as being as feminine, or as humane, right? It's just like a boss bee, you know what I'm saying? They way or the highway, or they ain't taking, you know what I'm saying? Which, rightfully so in some cases, because you have to be, I think, a little more cutthroat and shrewd in certain aspects, probably more than a man has to be, just because you are a woman navigating certain spaces. But, and then there are women who do, speaking to an earlier point we made in the first episode, which, the first part, but you probably didn't see the video, but you heard us talking about it. There are some women who treat men a certain way when they have achieved a certain status. But for the ones that don't and still want to, because that speaks to the whole soft girl era. I just want to be a soft girl. I just want a man to come so I could just fall back, right? So I think sometimes being that men view them in that light, they don't necessarily treat them the same way. You know what I'm saying? With the same femininity that they would with a woman who's not on that level. I think so. I think it could be some of that too, and that's why I was saying, think about I almost feel like it's maybe more of that and getting in the way than it is the other way around. But I do still think she could be.
So you think that she's used to men not treating her
right
that way, so that when a man does, she's kind of like, oh, you're allowing me to be in my feminine despite me being very successful. So I greatly appreciate you taking the lead.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
That's good.
Like the King's Corner, who was bugging.
Yes.
They either intimidated like him or,
right.
Talking, you know what I'm saying? Just treating her whatever type of way. So, yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing, I was just looking at a profile a little while ago. It just reminded me of it. And she was a medical student. And then you see her journey, and she became a medical doctor, or she was about to be a medical doctor. And nothing in me thought of being intimidating or whatnot. It was just like, oh, that's the path that she chose. That's pretty dope. That she did all the med school, all the exams, and the journey was dope. It's just another human being, just a woman. But her style and the grace and the elegance was still jumping off of her profile. Yeah. obvious.
Yeah.
Just that she chose a field, she studied her mind off, and she was successful in it. To me, that was attractive. I was like, yo, kill the game. But I think it's because I'm confident in my world.
Right.
You know that world. I don't know that world.
Right.
I live in this world over here. I know this world pretty well.
Right.
But nah, that's a good point. That like maybe they're not allowed to be more than their elegance, their grace, their feminine energy, and if they get a guy who's intimidated, they feel like they gotta be the more dominant one, more and bring it off that type of energy. It's the masculine energy, and it's probably tiring for them. So when they get the guy, they're grateful.
Yeah.
I could see that. Huh? That's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah. That's what
Hey
I'm
man,
saying.
yeah. Hey, as long as she fine though, I don't care what she do. You can bust sons at goddamn the restaurant, mom and pop shop, mom and pop restaurant. You fine and you treat me like a king. We in there. You know what I mean? Like you treat me nice. You talk to me nice. You showing the respect. You showing the love. You got style and grace. You move in that type of feminine energy. You fit, fun, friendly. You believe in God. We in there.
Listen, sound like a good time to me. Listen, yeah. I mean, I think, like you said, I think it's super interesting. I'm sitting here thinking about it, more and more. It's just playing in my brain. But I feel like, there's still a case to be made for being evenly yoked in that way and just being able to understand each other by living that same life. Because I do think there's an element of the person who hasn't lived that life, and like you said, that's not on a grind, quote unquote, or just doesn't take the same path as you, not getting it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I've been asked before in a relationship, that made me think of this too, like, well, why you gotta, because at the time, I think I was like working 2 jobs and I had, I think when I first started, I think Hungry Cloth, and it was like, I forget the exact question in this moment for whatever reason, but it always sticks in my head, so I don't know why I'm forgetting it. But it was something to the point of like, why you need like so much money, or why you need to work so much to make so much money. I was like, what?
Yeah.
What? I feel like that was like the dumbest question in the world to me. But it's like, I guess it's really not though, because like she didn't get it. I mean, we 2 different people, 2 different paths.
Yeah.
And what was important to her still was important to me, but it were just 2 different views.
2 different mindsets.
Yeah, you know what I'm
That's
saying?
the entrepreneurial mindset versus the 9-to-5 mindset. You know what I mean? Somebody who's on salary, they know they're like, oh, I'm getting paid regardless. I show up and do my hours, so it's going to be the same amount of bread. And being content with that versus somebody who has a business or they're an entrepreneur, they like, the more effort I put in, the more bread I'm going to get.
Yeah.
And both of them are dope mindsets.
Yeah, and my thing is like, it's all building towards a future that, I mean, obviously it doesn't at this point, but hopefully, I mean, at that time, it was like, that would include you. Like, so I feel like everybody would be, that's why I guess it came across dumb to me, because I feel like it benefits everybody. Like, what do you mean? Like, this is, you know what I'm saying? Like, but to your point though, that's a great, that's a great point, because I wasn't looking at it like that either.
Why don't we should save this for a new topic? Yeah. No. Might save it for the next episode. See how my bro feel. But I think, it kind of leads into, do you think people should search for others, a partner who's in the same career field, the same field? Is there a likelihood of better likelihood of success if they're in the same field? So like a doctor with a doctor, a lawyer with a lawyer, military with military, business person with business person. I think should we say that?
I mean, I almost was gonna say we could save it, but I feel like I guess we could save it.
Next episode, we're gonna dive in more. 'Cause I do got a good amount to hit on that with. But it kind of leads into that a little bit because it's just making me think. But I do want to collect my thoughts a little bit more on it. So yeah, we're gonna come back. We're gonna talk about that a little bit. What is the likelihood? Yeah. We're gonna talk about that next episode.
Yeah, for sure.
Because there is a tip that for the ladies, I think, related to that particularly that may help with it. Cool, man. Hey, I said fun, fit, friendly earlier when I was describing the type of woman. And I joked around about all the F's that I want the woman to be. But and I was always contemplating, should I put foodie on there? But I really don't care if she's a foodie. But I do think that there is an extra element of attraction to a woman when she could throw down in the kitchen. I mean, it's not a requirement for me, but do you think that men subconsciously associate cooking or a woman preparing great food with love, with care for you? Do you think the men, we subconsciously associate her feeding me with her that she loves me?
For sure. But the thing why, and because I kind of want to stay in the realm of the question, keep it to men. But I think people in general, I think women do too. But I'm going to keep it to men.
Yeah, okay.
But so definitely, because I think it's just like, I think it just ties back into like upbringing, you know what I'm saying? And whatever relationship you might have had with your moms or your grandmother, whoever the matriarch in your family was. And sometimes lack thereof, right? Like if you didn't have that, but that's what you seen, you know what I'm saying? Like you knew that was associated with like family time and love, you know what I'm saying? The good food and usually good food associated with good time. So I think that for sure, I think it's definitely that connection.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, I've people heard me say I think the way to a man's heart is still through his stomach. I think it's a tried and true thing. I mean, and I've dated women. I was married to a woman that didn't cook. And I did. So I'm not saying that not cooking means that you are incapable of being loved. Not at all. I think it's an advantage. It is a super plus. You know what I'm saying? Like when you can throw down or you at least attempt or you try, because it's just something about sitting there at the table and a woman bringing you food and then when it's good, it's like, oh my gosh. Yeah. Like, this is lovely. Yeah. And, typically, right, there's a lot of non-traditional households. That's become a norm. Mm-hmm. But if your mother cooked and you enjoyed her cooking, if there's anything that reminds you of that, it's like a taste of home. It brings you back. Sure. And your mom typically is a nurturing person. And then if you grew up with your pops only, he probably had to tap into that nurturing type of thing. Yeah. And cooking is, I think, feeding. That's the most basic nurturing for it. Like when you talk about nurturing, growing, you need food to grow. So you think of like breastfeeding from birth, you know what I'm saying, or preparing a meal, like growing up. Like that's almost all mammals. Like they're being fed by the mom, and that's feeding and nurturing them. It's a bond. Food nurturing is bonding. So I think we naturally see that. We feel that. If you're feeding me, we're bonding, and I appreciate it. I love it. I feel loved. And anything that reminds you of the person who took care of you. Mm-hmm. One of the main things is like, I love my mom's cooking. So if I could love your cooking, and if it could trump mom dudes, it's always like a reminder. You cook better than moms.
Listen.
You cook better than Bob's. I need some.
Hey, who mess is this?
I'm like, who plate is it? Them mine? Come on, man. We in the game.
Listen, those
You know what I'm saying? I think it's a dope thing. And so, I mean, I encourage all adults to just get your cooking game up. You know what I mean? But man, that's right. If you're a lady out there, you're looking for a dude, I ain't say you need to cook for him every day, but give him a glimpse of what you can do.
and a lot of them can't do much. That's the
Yeah, I mean-
that's the other side of this conversation.
For real. Yeah.
But those some bars in there. Like, yeah. Like the breastfeeding and all that. That was, yeah. That was on point. Nah, I'm just saying because I'm like, oh, that was ill. Like, you know what I mean? Like that. Listen, I mean, this is what we do. Is I get it. You know what I mean? Bars is gonna come from both sides. You know what I'm
I
saying?
ain't
But
think about that beforehand.
that was ill. I was like, oh yeah, word. You know what I'm saying? Had me thinking heavy. You know what I mean? So, for sure. And I think like, there is definitely well, two things. I'm gonna do this first. Shameless plug, the Sweet Renaissance. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause
Hey,
one
come
of
on,
the
man. True, that sounds good.
the tags, for the company tagline is like, made with love. And so, because one of the things for me, and I'm like, I'm somewhat of a foodie, but I'm more so, I like my sweet tooth is crazy. It's been like tampered off a while now, but it could definitely get crazy. And so, for me, a high quality dessert, it's hard for me to just go in a store and just grab any random dessert off the aisle. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, that's not, you know what I mean?
Right.
It don't taste like love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I
yeah.
need a truly great dessert for me. Tastes like love. Tastes like somebody loved you in that kitchen, man. You know what I'm saying? Like they cared, man. It's
Come
effort
on, man.
and energy put into that. You know what I mean?
Come on, man.
So that ties directly into what what we talking about with this topic, because I think that connection comes through and shines through to everybody. And anytime I go try something, that's always the barometer for me. When I try dessert, it gotta taste like love. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think that's key. And the other thing I was gonna say is talking about that flip side, because a lot of people been saying for a while, like a lot of men especially, like, women these days can't cook. You know what I mean? And for a while, I used to be like, not really paying no attention to that. So I started thinking about like my life and just running down past experiences of women I've been with. And I'm like, huh. You know what I'm saying? Like, they really can't really cook out here like that too much. You know what I mean?
And it goes along with the whole independent boss chick thing. And it's like, why? Because mom dudes or grandmoms didn't work like that, but her bread and butter was cooking and cleaning. You have now lowered that as if that's beneath you, or that is not of a boss chick behavior. But it's like, no. That's the one, like, cooking is the thing that's, I mean, come on, like, just feeding, that nurturing should come natural to a woman. Nurturing and cooking and for feeding, it is that. And if that's just something you don't desire, you don't like, you don't, feeding somehow, some way, I mean, that's just going to set you apart. It's going to set you apart. And yeah, it is that, like, present day, there's a lot more that don't cook. But yeah, the made with love thing, I'm simple. Like, I go to certain restaurants, I get the same meal at that restaurant. I'm not the type to like, oh, this is a good restaurant, I want to try everything. I'm going to try something new every time I come here. No, I try something, I like it, I like that from that restaurant is now that meal. You know what I mean? Like, I go to this restaurant, I get the same meal there, same meal. So for me, if I'm with a woman and it is one meal that she masters, that's enough for me. You know what I'm saying? I can get that at least once a week. I'm in there. You know what I mean? Like, we can eat out on the whole weekend. You give me, I can meal prep the rest of the days, but if you can crush that meal.
Gotta have one go-to.
We in there.
Got to.
Yes, gotta have one go-to.
Nah,
I strongly recommend that.
Yeah. I mean, so I guess to be devil's advocate, and I'm gonna make excuses for the ladies, but speaking on like the highly accredited women and have certain level of degrees and different positions in life, it takes a lot, right? A lot of time to do those things and achieve these things, which takes away from time to master, right? I guess cooking and some of more of the homely characteristics and skill sets. So I get it. I do get it. But I just feel like it's just too easy of a crutch to lean on. I feel like at some point, like you said, like you could master one meal. Like you could find one meal to master and then build on that from there. Like, all right, I'm gonna find 2 meals. We talking about several years of your life. Like in all this time, you can't find no time to get your skills together.
That's
like
crazy behavior, bro.
I know you got college and degree after degree. I know job. You going for this promotion. Like I get it, but if you could binge watch a show, if you could do that, then you could spend some time in the kitchen getting it together.
At least be able to make a breakfast sandwich and a lasagna. Like, come on, man.
Well, lasagna is my shit.
Yeah, I mean, like if you could do a lasagna, a breakfast sandwich, and at least make some cookies or a cake. Like, just get you a breakfast, a meal, and a dessert.
Yeah.
You good money. Bro, when I think I was like I might have been 19, 20, 21. I'm one of them. I dated a woman from Eritrea.
Okay.
Right? East African joint. Bruh. She's a cook. Woo-wee. Bruh. Woo-wee. But what stands out to me, and I know you be on them cheesecakes. But man, she used to do the strawberry cheesecake. Bro, and this is almost 20 years ago. And I can still remember
that's what I'm saying.
the strawberry cheesecake. Shout out to her. You know what I mean? Shout out to her. I saw her like 2 years ago. It was so random. In a random place, like symposium. I was like, oh, what's going on? Like, but obviously she married. She got married, divorced, and she got married again. And I was like, yeah, I know why. That strawberry cheesecake. You know what I'm saying? I was like, hey, yeah. Nah, she was able to throw down. She was good looking, treated her man like a king. I don't know what the divorce stuff was about. I have no idea. But she could cook. So I at least knew she knew how to hook a man.
Yeah.
I don't know about keeping them.
You know what mad women just said? And I felt them saying it.
What they say?
Man, I already know.
See?
And she's still divorced. She know how to cook. She look good. But she's still divorced.
Hey, she married again.
But she married again. Number one. Number
and she
two.
She married right now.
You gotta stop leaning on that. Like people love using that. And I feel like I see women use that more than anybody else, more than men do. Like you point out certain qualities and they'll be like, yeah, you do all that and he'll still cheat on you. It's like, yo, fam, stop using that as an excuse to not get yourself together, fam. Like, come on, man. You know what I mean? Like at this point, it's becoming nonsensical and it's just a lazy excuse. That's all it is, man.
Come on, man.
Just get yourself together. But that has nothing to do with anything. There's so many other moving parts to a situation. And a lot of times, whatever that skill set is not the reason why she got divorced or why she doesn't have a man, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. That's no excuse for you to just stay at the level you're at and not better yourself. Talk
to him, bro. You already know. I. Where we at? We already, man, what in the? I was just talking about that. Like, yo, what in the world? Come on, man.
Big brother watching conversations, man.
Jeez Louise. Yeah, for real. All right, so boom. Let's go here. We got, it's one of our favorite segments.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Speak your piece.
Speak your piece.
Yeah, you want to let them know how many ways they could do that?
Listen, man. If you have a question that you need some advice on, it's based on your life, real life circumstances, right? Maybe you got a friend that got a question, or a cousin, or a family member that got a question, and you just want to get some advice for them. Listen, all you gotta do is write into us. You could DM us, you could email us, you could send us a voice note. you can highlight us and say, yo, I want to actually call in. I want to call in on the show. All right? If you're in the DMV area, you could be an in-studio guest. Off camera, we always going to keep you anonymous unless you ask otherwise. If you want people to know who you are, then we'll let them know who you are. Tell us where you from, how old you are, what your question is, and we're going to present it live on the pod, and we're going to give you our authentic, real answer.
All right. So, boom. Appreciate you for the Speak Your Peace.
Absolutely.
This one comes from a woman. I think she's from the New York area. Early to mid 30s. So here's her question. Now, I might have you look over to make sure I got it correct. All right,
Sounds
but
like you do already.
so here's my question. All right, does a woman finding you on social media after meeting you once and shooting her shot put her in the sex only zone?
Wait, read that one more time?
Does a woman finding you on social media after meeting you once and shooting her shot put her in the sex only zone? Now, there's a word after shot. Now, I don't know if that's a typo or if that's like some new lingo. The suspense.
Oh.
Nah, you good.
I think that, it's probably a type.
I think that's a typo, right?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So basically, there's a woman who she met you once. She finds you on social media, and then she shoots her shot. Does that put her in a sex only zone?
Nah. But, I mean, I do feel like that's interesting. That's an interesting question because I think there could kind of be something to that. Like, I feel like just in a guy's mind, like, just the way it works sometimes, you probably are going to, let your imagination run a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I think you're going to sometimes, might be an ego thing. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, yeah, she seen me. She came at me. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the energy was, like, oh, yeah, she want to get knocked down. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it might be one of them type of things. But I think more so it's really just based off your energy. You know what I mean? Like, when you interacted with the person, like, when you met them, what was those vibes like? What was said? You know what I'm saying? When you shot your shot, what did you say? You know what I'm saying? Like, what was the wording specifically? You know what I mean? Like, what was the energy behind it and the tone of it all? So I think it's really more so based on that,
Indeed.
than it is just automatically assuming. Because I think if you don't have that energy tied to it, most men anyway, men with some sense are not going to automatically make that connection, I don't think.
Nah, facts. I agree. It definitely depends on your approach, how you shoot your shot, what you say. Like my brother just mentioned. Also depends on what your profile looks like. Because we're talking about social media.
That's a great point.
So if I met a woman once and the encounter was mad platonic, chill, cool vibe. One, if I met her once, I should know whether I was attracted to her or not.
Indeed.
So that matters. Let's say that she was attractive, but just didn't think much of it. And then she shoots her shot. I am going to evaluate all of it, how she shot her shot, and then I'm going to look at her page and see how seriously should I take her. Because if I look at your page and it ain't, I click on a video and you clapping your cheeks, like twerking and stuff. Come on. Like now, if I wanted to engage, I just put you in the sets only category because that's all you're showing me.
Yeah.
You're showing me that's what you're about.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm getting something totally different from the profile, I'm a judge on that. Y'all got to realize that, what you put on your profile, that's like your website. That's like your business card. That's your company. That's your brand. So you're saying this is what my brand is about. the pictures that you select, the videos that you post, the things you put in your stories, all of that is creating your persona, and other people are watching and they are figuring out who you are. Although your social media is not the totality of your being,
Right.
but they're figuring out who you are or how you want to express yourself to the world and what your interests are.
Yeah. How
do you want the world to view you? What are your interests? And based off of that, that's what I'll make it determine. How I'll determine what category you're going in. Is she a potential relationship type of woman? Is she a smash only type of woman? Mm-hmm. Or is she you ain't even getting in an intimate setting with me?
Yeah.
Type of woman. You know what I mean? So yeah, I guess that really answered the question. If you met me once, found me on social media, you shot your shot. Does that put you in sex only zone? No. It could, depending on your profile.
For sure. For sure. I mean, those are great points, man. I think all those things combined kind of get you right where you need to be. You know what I'm saying? Get you the answers you're looking for.
What would you advise her to do? How would you advise her to be successful if she wanted to do it? And she didn't want to be considered sex only.
Definitely, yeah. Just removing any possible room for like misreading, anything. You know what I'm saying? Like or misjudgment as far as sexual energy or innuendo, anything that could be read that way. Like that's you good. Said, taking inventory of your page and what you post. Mm-hmm. Close friends is a great thing for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Because you get to pick and choose who sees certain things. So
it was good. It was good.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So you can still post some of these things, but they just be in your close friends and your stories. Yeah. And then that's it. Because, that's what you still live your life and you do certain, I mean, I ain't saying get crazy now. I don't have an OnlyFans. You know what I'm saying? But, whatever. You swimsuit, you might be out or, I don't know, whatever. You're having fun with your girls. You're at brunch, you know what I'm saying? Doing ratchet things with your friends at brunch. Yeah. It's whatever. But, definitely. Just, being mindful of the energy and the messaging you're sending.
All right. You got some gems. You know what I mean? We appreciate you. Hey, we love to speak your piece, man. Yeah. Come on, y'all. It's another episode. You know what I mean? Appreciate y'all for rocking with us through the technical difficulties and just listening through it. For you on Spotify or podcast, it didn't even affect you in the slightest.
That's a fact.
But for the people that are watching the video on YouTube, appreciate y'all rocking with us through the through the no video, at least in studio video. Indeed. Of us rocking and rolling, man. Yeah, man. You got anything else you want to be done?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave him with this because I just thought about this as you were talking. There's a segment of women who just want to be knocked down. You know what I'm saying? And I think in that case, you just move appropriately. I mean, listen, just keep that same energy. You know what I mean? Make sure your energy that you send and your message and you send your flirtation has that energy towards it, and then you be good. But I just ain't want to exclude y'all. You know what I'm saying? My fault. All
you wouldn't be thrown off? Let's say she was fly, bro. She's tough. She's just your type. Mm-hmm. And she just keep it real with you. And just be like, hey, I just want one time only. No strings attached. That's all I want. Let's make it happen.
Listen, I mean, I'll be taken aback at first. At first, it might be like some certain level of disappointment, depending.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you might have seen some opportunity, you know what I mean, for something better, bigger and better to be there. But, after we get past that, you know what I'm saying?
It's like, that'll be a solid 5 minutes. Maybe less. I'll get over it. And then we gonna make it happen.
Facts. Listen, man.
I would be
Party continue.
disappointed. I ain't even gonna front. I would. At this stage of my life, I'd be like, "Damn, man, thought you could have been wifey type material."
Yeah, man. Like, man,
Go ahead and get there and be. I'm just like, would it be kind of word? All right, man. Hey, that's another episode of the Peace King podcast, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe. You know what I mean? Subscribe. We appreciate y'all for rocking with us. Yeah. Beautiful time. All right. I'm gonna see y'all in these streets, man. It's your boy Tremont Reese.
Hungry HD.
Yes, sir. We out of here.
Yeah.
You are now tuned in to the Peace King podcast.